There is a phrase so sacred, so powerful, that when whispered in the silence of your own being, it bends reality itself. Not shouted to the world, not proclaimed from rooftops, whispered, guarded, protected. Because the moment you speak this phrase carelessly to those who do not understand the invisible laws, you dilute its power. Doubt enters. Logic argues. And the seed of your manifestation is stolen before it can take root. My name is Neville Goddard, and for over 40 years I have taught one fundamental truth. Consciousness is the only reality. Your imagination is not separate from God. Your imagination is God, individualized. Tonight I will reveal the sacred phrase that has transformed thousands of lives from poverty to prosperity, from limitation to freedom, from seeking to possessing. But I must warn you, this phrase demands silence. It requires reverence. It works only when kept secret. You are not here by accident. You are here because something within you knows that your words are not mere sounds passing through air. They are creative forces that shape the substance of your world. What I share tonight is not theory. It is law. And by the end of this teaching, you will understand why these two words, when whispered correctly, manifest anything you desire. But first, you must understand the power you already possess. The two words that change everything are the most powerful declaration in human language, I am. Listen carefully. When you say I am, you are not describing yourself. You are defining yourself. You are commanding the creative forces of the universe to organize around whatever follows those two words. I am is the name of God dwelling within you. In the ancient Hebrew scriptures, when Moses asked God his name, God replied, I am that I am. This was not poetry. This was instruction. Every time you say I am, you are invoking the creative power of God himself. You are declaring to the universe, this is what I am, and the world must conform to match my declaration. But here's what most people do not understand. I am is not followed by facts. It is followed by fate. When you say I am broke, you command poverty into your experience. When you say I am tired, you create exhaustion. When you say I am unlucky, you manufacture misfortune. You think you are simply describing your current condition, but you are prescribing your future reality. Your subconscious mind hears these declarations and says, yes, Master, as you decree, so shall it be. This is why these two words must be whispered, protected, kept sacred, because when used consciously, deliberately, with absolute conviction, they become the gateway to any reality you choose to occupy. I am is not a statement of current condition. It is a command of future creation. And now, I want you to take action. In the comments below, declare these exact words. I am the power that creates. This is not casual participation. This is you claiming your creative authority. When you publicly declare this truth, you are programming your consciousness to recognize itself as the operant power in your world. Do it now. Type those words. I am the power that creates. Then return to this teaching, because what I reveal next will show you exactly how this works. Let me share a remarkable story that proves the power of these two words when combined with imagination. I once visited friends in Chicago, a doctor recovering from severe illness. His doctor had advised him to move from his large 3-story house to a 1-story home suited to his health needs. He had found and purchased the perfect house, but there was one problem. His 3-story house would not sell. Despite good real estate agents, despite being on the market for months, no buyers appeared. He and his wife were discouraged, worried, stuck. I explained to them the law of consciousness. I told them about a woman in New York who had rented her apartment using imagination alone, and I suggested they do the same with their house. That night, before going to sleep, I instructed them to do something that seemed impossible. Sleep physically in your old house, but mentally in your new one. Not to imagine selling the house, not to visualize buyers appearing, but to actually be in the new house, to think from it, not of it. That night, they lay in their beds in the 3-story house, but in their imagination, they were lying in their beds in the new 1-story home. They looked around the new bedroom. They felt the different air. They saw the world from that location rather than from their current one. They made it so real that they actually drifted off to sleep, feeling they were already in the new house. That was Thursday night. You know what happened? They were awakened from their sleep that very night at midnight. The house had sold at midnight, within hours of their imaginative act. Not after weeks, not after finding the perfect buyer, not through logical means. Their assumption, held in consciousness for mere hours, reorganized reality itself. This is not magic. This is law. When you assume I am in a new state, when you think from that state rather than toward it, the world must conform to match your inner conviction. But here is what you must understand. Assumption is not hopeful wishing. Assumption is identity. When my friends fell asleep in the new house imaginatively, they were not hoping to move. They had already moved in consciousness. They occupied the new state. They claimed the new identity. I am the homeowner in the one-story house. The old three-story house sold because in consciousness they had already left it. Reality simply caught up to their inner state. This is the secret most people miss. They say, I am wealthy while feeling poor. They say, I am healthy while identifying with sickness. They say, I am loved while believing they are alone. But I am does not respond to words. It responds to conviction, to the actual state you occupy in consciousness. Let me be very clear. You do not get what you want. You get what you are. If you assume yourself to be wealthy, if you think from wealth, speak from wealth, feel from wealth, then wealth must manifest. Not because you worked for it, not because you deserved it, but because your consciousness is wealth. And your world can only reflect your consciousness back to you. This is why I say, whisper this sacred phrase. Protect it. Don't announce to the world, I am wealthy, while your inner voice whispers, I am broke. The world will respond to your actual state, not your proclaimed state. The phrase must be kept secret, because silence gives it power. When you protect your assumption from the doubt of others, from the logic of circumstances, from the skepticism of the uninitiated, it grows strong in the darkness of your consciousness like a seed in fertile soil. Let me share another story that illustrates this principle perfectly. A young man came to my lectures as a mildly successful dancing teacher. He had been stuck in this position for nearly 5 years, teaching others to dance, but never advancing himself. When I told him imagining creates reality, he thought the entire idea was ridiculous. But being a skeptic, he decided to disprove my teaching by testing it himself. He set an ambitious goal to own an Arthur Murray dance studio franchise. This seemed impossible for two reasons. First, franchises were extremely difficult to obtain. Second, he had absolutely no money to start such an operation. Nevertheless, he decided to test my law. Every night before sleep, he imagined he was managing his own studio. He saw himself as the owner, the boss, walking through his own franchise. He did this for 3 weeks. Then something unexpected happened. A friend called from Reno, Nevada, offering him a partnership in a Murray studio there. The young man was delighted. He borrowed money, rushed to Reno, and became a co-owner. But here is the remarkable part. He completely forgot about imagination. He forgot about my teaching. He thought his success came through luck and effort. For an entire year, he worked hard in his Reno studio, never once remembering that he had imagined this exact result 3 weeks before it manifested. One night, restless and unable to sleep, he picked up a book from his shelf. It was my book, Out of This World, the one he had read a year earlier, when testing imagination. As he began reading, these words appeared in his mind. Getting my own studio. He writes, the words in my mind electrified me. I realized I had gotten exactly what I had imagined, not through effort, but through assumption. The manifestation had come so naturally, so easily, that I didn't even recognize it as manifestation. You see, when you truly assume a state, when you claim, I am the owner of my own studio, the manifestation feels so natural that you forget you ever desired it. It simply becomes who you are. This is the test of true assumption, when the manifestation arrives so smoothly that it feels inevitable. Now, I know what some of you are experiencing right now. You understand this intellectually, but when you try to apply it, something feels off. You whisper, I am wealthy, but feel nothing. You try to assume the state, but doubt creeps in. This is where most people give up. They think they're doing it wrong, or that the law doesn't work for them. But the truth is simple. Assumption is a skill, and like any skill, it requires the right technique. This is why I prepared something for those of you who are serious about mastering this. The Manifest Reset contains 5 specific shifts that make assumption feel natural and effortless. Reset number 1 shows you how to stop forcing the feeling, how to let assumption arise naturally without strain. Reset number 2 reveals why feeling is a muscle you build through repetition, not a miracle you manufacture. Reset number 3 teaches you the most powerful secret of all, how to let go without giving up. These aren't theories to study for months. They're practical tools you can use tonight when you feel stuck. Simply comment reset below, and you'll receive the Manifest Reset Guide. Do it now, then continue with this teaching, because what I'm about to reveal next will show you exactly how to whisper the sacred phrase. Now I will teach you exactly how to use these 2 words to manifest anything you desire. First, decide what you want to be. Not what you want to have, not what you want to do, what you want to be. Do you want to be wealthy? Then your phrase is, I am wealthy. Do you want to be loved? Then your phrase is, I am loved. Do you want to be successful? Then your phrase is, I am successful. But, and this is critical, you must not merely say these words. You must assume the state they represent. Here is the technique. Step 1. Tonight, as you lie in bed before sleep, close your eyes and whisper your sacred phrase. I am wealthy. I am loved. I am successful. Whatever state you wish to occupy. Step 2. Do not think of being wealthy. Think from being wealthy. What would the world look like if you were already wealthy? How would you feel? Where would you be? What would you see? Step 3, construct a simple scene, one single moment that implies your wish is fulfilled. Perhaps you're looking at your bank statement and seeing an abundant balance. Perhaps you're signing papers on your new home. Perhaps someone is congratulating you on your success. Step 4, enter that scene, not as an observer watching yourself, but as the person experiencing it. Feel it, smell it, hear it, make it vivid and real. Step 5, fall asleep in that state. Let your last conscious thoughts be thoughts from the fulfilled state, not thoughts, desiring it. This is not visualization. This is assumption. You are not imagining something you want. You are assuming something you are. And now I want you to declare your power again. In the comments below, write these words. I am the power that creates. This is not repetition. This is reinforcement. Every time you declare this truth, you are impressing it deeper into your subconscious mind. You are claiming your identity as a creator rather than a victim of circumstances. Comment now, I am the power that creates. But why must this phrase remain secret? Why whisper it rather than proclaim it? Because when you share your assumption with others who do not understand this law, they will immediately begin to correct you back into your old state. They will say, but you're not wealthy. Look at your bank account. But you're not successful. You haven't achieved anything yet. But you're not loved. You're still alone. And if you're not firmly rooted in your assumption, their words will shake your conviction. Doubt will enter. And doubt is the enemy of assumption. Your subconscious mind does not argue. It does not judge. It simply accepts what you impress upon it with feeling and conviction. For when others plant seeds of doubt, your subconscious becomes confused. It receives mixed messages and manifestation delays. This is why I tell you, guard your assumption as a mother guards her unborn child. In the early stages of manifestation, when the seed is newly planted, it is vulnerable. It needs the darkness and silence of your consciousness to germinate. It needs to be protected from the harsh light of skepticism and logic. Do not feel the need to explain yourself. Do not feel the need to convince others. Do not feel the need to prove your assumption. Simply whisper it in silence. Live from it in secret and watch as reality reorganizes itself to match your inner conviction. The rose does not announce it will bloom. It simply blooms in season. Likewise, your assumption does not need announcement. It needs only to be maintained until it blossoms into visible form. Now, I want you to speak these declarations with me. These are not affirmations. These are installations of your new identity. Say them aloud with absolute conviction. I do not wish. I assume. Say it again. I do not wish. I assume. I do not want. I have. I do not want. I have. I do not hope. I know. I do not hope. I know. I do not wait. I dwell. I do not wait. I dwell. I do not become. I am. I do not become. I am. Feel these words reshaping your consciousness. Feel the old identity, the one who hoped, wished, waited, dissolving. Feel the new identity, the one who knows, possesses, dwells, emerging. You are no longer the person who seeks. You are the person who was found. You are no longer the person who desires. You are the person who possesses. One final declaration, say this with everything in you. I am the power that creates. My assumptions are law. What I whisper in secret, the universe proclaims in public. I am. Say it again. I am the power that creates. My assumptions are law. What I whisper in secret, the universe proclaims in public. I am. And if you haven't already received it, let me remind you about the Manifest Reset, the complete guide I've prepared for you. It contains 5 practical shifts that transform assumption from difficult to effortless. Reset number 4 addresses doubt and delay, helping you understand that these mean nothing when you're working with eternal principles. Reset number 5, return to the axis, has helped thousands get back into their natural creative power when they've lost their center. These aren't theories to study. They're practical tools to use immediately when manifestation feels difficult, when you feel stuck, when doubt creeps in, when your old identity tries to reassert itself. If you haven't already, comment reset below and you'll receive the Manifest Reset Guide. These 5 shifts will transform how you work with consciousness. They'll help you maintain your assumption without strain, without effort, without resistance. Let me leave you with this final truth. Most people try to manifest individual desires while maintaining an overall consciousness of lack. They want money while feeling poor. They want love while feeling unworthy. They want success while expecting failure. But there is a deeper teaching, one that I learned from my teacher Abdullah, that transforms manifestation from effort to effortlessness. Abdullah taught me something that changed everything. Find self and change self. When you understand how to locate your current self and replace it with your desired self, manifestation becomes automatic. Not because you're trying harder, but because you've become someone different. Abdullah's method for complete identity transformation is what took me from poverty to prosperity, from limitation to freedom. It reveals how to find which self you're currently being and how to replace it with the self who naturally possesses everything you desire. This is the deeper secret that separates those who manifest occasionally from those who live in permanent fulfillment. Remember, whisper the sacred phrase, guard it in silence, live from it in secret. I am is not your statement about reality. I am is your command to reality. Use it wisely, use it daily, and watch as your whispered words manifest into your visible world. The video, Neville Goddard's Guru reveals how to manifest riches from nothing, is appearing on your screen right now. Watch it next to discover Abdullah's complete method for identity transformation. It is done